Good morning, class 8 student. This is the second video of chapter 1, transport of food and minerals in plants. And in this video lesson, we are going to discuss about how transportation of water and minerals takes place through xylem, and also about ascent of sap and transpiration. So try understanding all this concept. You can repeat the video as you are having this option also. And if still you are having any doubt, you can ask me in school app, CI Soft app, and try making notes also. Let's get started the video.
Plants. So these are all are the learning objectives which we are going through in this video lesson. And in the previous video lesson, we have discussed about that how water is absorbed by the roots and what are the processes involved in it. Processes like diffusion, osmosis, and active transport, passive transport. So these are the processes involved. Let us start the first topic, transport of water and minerals. Water and minerals, as you know, that it is transported from the roots, especially from the soils, from then to the roots, and from the roots to the adjacent cells. Okay, and from the adjacent cells it reaches to the stem, and from the stem it reaches to leaves and flowers and to the fruits. So we can say that from the stem it reaches to the upper parts of the plant. But it's not by roots, it is by special type of cells, and this special type of cells are having tube like structure, and these tube like structures are called xylem. So xylem are what? These are the conducting vessels or conducting tubes which help the water, which makes the water to ascends up, or we can say rises up to the upper part of the plant. Here you can see the pathway that from the soil water reaches to the root, or we can say that root hair, and from root hair it reaches to roots, and from roots it reaches to the stem. It means that upper part of the plant, to the leaves, and from the leaves there are veins in the leaves, from veins to venlets, and then as it is a surface of the leaves, so it reaches to the stomata region also, and from where the water escapes out into the atmosphere by the process of evaporation, or we can say transpiration. So what is the role of xylem here? Xylem, as I told you, that these are conducting vessels. So let us first know what is the structure of xylem. Xylem, as it is a complex tissue, and it is not made up of a single type of cells. There are different cells involved in making that xylem tissue. So it has four components, or it has four type of elements. And these are, the first one is xylem parenchyma, xylem vessels, tracheids, and xylem fibers. Among all these four, only xylem parenchyma is living component or living element of the xylem. It provides nourishment to the xylem tissue. And the next three, that is vessels, tracheids, and xylem fibers, these all are dead cells. Dead cells, the xylem vessels and tracheids have lignin deposit over them, and which makes the cytoplasm dead after getting mature. And similarly, in xylem fibers, they have sclerin deposit over it, okay, and which also died when it becomes mature. Among all these four components, xylem vessels and tracheids are the main components of the xylem tube. And as the main component, so their function is to conduct water. Okay, let us see this picture of xylem tissue. So this is xylem parenchyma, outer side, and then xylem vessels and tracheids you can see here. These vessels and tracheids are having a rounded or spherical structures you are seeing. These are actually that pits. Pits are what? These are nothing actually hollow cavity, and by which water from one region passes to another, from one pits to another pit. It means from one cells to another cells. And the last one is xylem fibers, which gives strength to the xylem tissue. So this is the structure of xylem. And now, what is the function of xylem? Can you tell me? the first and foremost function of the xylem is that it helps in conduction of water and minerals. Not only water, it also conducts minerals. So water and minerals together form sap in the cell, and that is called cell sap. And this sap has to rise up or reaches up. So we can say it is ascent of sap. It is reaching to the in the ascending order. So that is also called ascent of sap or conduction of water and minerals. So this is the first function of xylem. And second function of xylem, as xylem tissue has a particular strength, has its own strength. So we can say that it provides a mechanical strength to the plant. So these are the functions of xylem. Then ascent of sap, this is a new term for you. So ascent of sap is what? That it is the conduction of water and minerals to the upper part of the plant. So different scientists have different opinion. And this is the next topic of this video lesson, that concepts related to the ascent of sap. Different scientists have their opinion that how water reaches. They were very much interested that how this water reaches to the upper region of the plant. So the root pressure concept is given by some scientists, and this is that it is an osmotic pressure. The root pressure is what? An osmotic pressure. And osmotic pressure is what? That the pressure generated when osmosis takes place. Osmosis is what? Do you remember what is it? That water from higher concentration, it reaches to its lower concentration by crossing semi-permeable membrane. And when this process happens continuously, then it generates a pressure that is called osmotic pressure. And if this pressure happens in roots, then it is called root pressure. So which this root pressure causes the sap to rise through the plant stem and reaches to the leaves. This is the first concept in which so many scientists accept that it is because of root pressure there is ascent of sap takes place. Let us see the activity, then you will understand what is root pressure. So you have to make an arrangement that you have to take a bottle and you need a carrot, and also a glass tube, and make the arrangement in the same way as it is given in the picture. And in the glass tube you have to fill with water, some amount of water, or half filled it with water. And also in that bottle, you have to fill this with water. Okay. And in the glass tube you have to mark initial level of water and keep the setup as it is undisturbed for 2 to 3 hours. And after, when you come back, uh, then you will see that there is change in the level of water in the test tube, in this glass tube. What the change is it increase or decrease? It is actually increased. Why increased? Because that roots function of roots is to absorb water. So it absorb water from the bottle, okay, and then it gives it to upper part of the plant. But there is no upper part of the plant, so here the upper part is glass tube. So it makes the water to go to the glass tube, and that's why the level of water increases in the glass tube. And that is the demonstration of root pressure. It means that this root pressure help the water to ascend up. Then the second concept is capillary force. Capillary force is what? That it is the xylem tissue, according to some scientists, that it is a xylem tissue which are in contact with the roots and which makes a capillary action. Now the question is that what is capillary action? So let me tell you with an example. That for example, that some water is dropped on the tiles or on the table, okay, and you are having a paper strip, and one end of this paper strip, you can touch it with the water drop, okay, and another end of the paper strip, it is there in your hand, and this hand is slightly above from the table or from the tiles, okay. Then you will observe that this water is rising up in this paper strip, okay. So this rising up of water is actually the capillary action. This makes a column by which water is just ascending up, and this is how the capillary force works here in plants. That xylem tubes are in contact with the root cells, okay, and by these root cells, the xylem vessels makes a capillary action, and this is how the water and minerals ascending up in the plants. So these are the two concepts given by some of the scientists. But still, the question is that is it happen to the most heighted plant or the tallest trees? That this pressure is this much capable or efficient that it can make the water to reach to the tallest trees also. So here in this picture, let us see that how water reaches. The xylem surface is xylem tissues are in contact with the roots, and then it reaches to the upper part of the plant. But still, my question is not clear. Do you know? Keep the question in your mind. Let us see the next topic. Transpiration. So transpiration is what? Students, since third, fourth class, you're reading the definition of transpiration. So I think you know what the transpiration is. Transpiration, it means that the loss of water from the surface of the leaves through minute openings, and these minute openings are called stomata. So by this, water is evaporating, evaporating into the atmosphere. And you know, it's because of this loss of water, leaves causes more water to rush up into the xylem. As you know that there is xylem between the roots and the leaves, so this xylem now in a stress because it has to pull up water, okay, and to fill the water gap created by the evaporation. Here you can see that this is the leaf surface, and the leaf surface has minute opening, and these openings are called stomata. You can see here the below structure. These are the stoma open and stoma closed. Open stoma, it means that that water is escaping out in the atmosphere, and closed stomata, it means that water is absorbed by the lower cells. So this is transpiration process, and this is the picture of this. Here another picture you can see that how transpiration process happen. That first, that by the roots water is absorbed from the soil, and then it reaches to stem. Here that it meets with the xylem, and xylem has to conduct water to the upper region, and from the upper region it reaches to leaves, and in the leaves you can see that it reaches to the stomata. The more colorful green structure, that is about stomata. So by which the water in the form of vapors, it is escaping out into the atmosphere. This is how transpiration process takes place. So I told you that to keep the question in mind. Do you know what was the question? That which of this concept is widely accepted? That root pressure theory or the capillary action? Now another concept is transpiration pull. Transpiration pull is what? That continuous evaporation of water. When there is a continuous evaporation of water, then what? A pull is generated, which causes or which makes the water to continuously pulling up from the roots to the leaves. Okay, and this pulling up or this force or this effort is known as transpiration pull. The water moves up as a vertical column. It generates a column, okay, and by this column the water just rising up from the roots to the leaves and in the xylem vessels, a suction pressure, and after that as the process is continuous, so there is a suction pressure. Suction pressure, it means that absorbing pressure, or we can say that pulling up force. This pulling up force, pulling up of what? That water. Water from where to where? From roots to xylem, from xylem to the leaves. So this causes a suction pressure which draw water from adjacent cells by xylem vessels, which makes a continuous flow because continuous requirement of water is there. Continuous water evaporate into the atmosphere, and when it is continuously evaporate, it means the leaves have less water, so it absorb water from the lower surface. From the lower surface, it absorb water from the stem. From the stem, it is from the leaves. So that's why it is continuously, or a suction pressure or a absorbing pressure is generated, and which makes the water to have a vertical column, a continuous column, and that is called transpiration pull. Now the question is clear somehow, that how water reaches to the tallest trees. It is because of that transpiration pull. Okay, because in short heighted tree it is that by root pressure or by capillary action, but if it is about heighted plant, so transpiration pull is required, because the leaves are in leaves are in the atmosphere, and they evaporate water continuously, and that's how this pull is generated, and which makes the water to reach to the upper region of the plant. Here in the picture you can see that transpiration pull is going down to take the water up, and this makes the water to ascend up. Ascent of sap is going in upward direction, and transpiration pull is going in downward direction. This orange arrows showing ascent of sap. It means that sap means water and minerals, and transpiration pull is going down. Why? Because it has to take water to the upper region, so it has to go down to take the water. So towards root, from root, xylem strand, then stem, then leaf, and water loss due to transpiration. Is it clear to you? Now let us perform an activity. To make the video lesson interesting, I bring an activity for you. And what is that? To observe transpiration through leaves. What you have to do, that you need a polythene bag, a potted plant, and something for tying this polythene. Okay. So you have to take this potted plant, and in this potted plant, take a polythene bag, and take some part of the plant and wrap around it, or just tie this polythene bag over this part of the plant. Okay, and keep it undisturbed for 4 to 6 hours or for a day. Then when the next day you come back, what will you observe? Do you know what will you observe? You will observe that there are some minute droplets which get deposited inside into the polythene bag. The polythene bag, if it is transparent, so it will be clear from outside also. Okay, so some minute droplets deposited in the inside into the wall of polythene bag. Why it is so? Because that there is a process. Which process is going on here? Transpiration. So it's because of that transpiration, water from the leaves, from the stomata, it does not escape out, because it is already tied with the polythene bag, and polythene bag walls does not allow it to escape out, and that's why it remains in the polythene bag. They remain in the polythene bag, and we can see here in this activity. So by this activity, it is clear that transpiration process is taking place by the leaves. Is it okay? So here at the last, you can see the summary of whole video, that how water from the soil reaches to the root hair, then to the subsidiary cells, or we can say adjacent cells, and then to the pipe-like structure. What is it? Xylem. And then from xylem it reaches to the leaves, and from leaves it reaches to the lower surface of leaves, which have more number of stomata, and from that water escapes out into the atmosphere. Students, you can take screenshot of it and summarize the whole chapter. I hope you understood. Have a